If you're here, do you have some tea? Are you ready to go? Good morning. Hi, everybody. Do, 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 do. There we go. Good morning. It's tea with Tracy. I actually need a cup of tea, so I'm going to share this. Let's see. Good morning. Hopefully, everybody's staying warm and dry at the moment. All righty. Good morning, Crystal. I'm live on Facebook, on YouTube. I'm not live on Instagram. I'm going to use my phone for something. Happy tea with Tracy. I actually need to get some tea. So let's just see. Oh, yeah, there's my camera. She working. Okay, let me get some tea. While you guys are coming in and have a seat. Do, 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 do. One lump or two? One today. Nope, two. Change my mind. All right. How is everybody? Good morning, Anne. Let's see. What is this? Oh, how is everybody? Um, how is everybody doing this grand morning? Are you all prepared for Snowmageddon, Ice-mageddon, South-mageddon, Mageddon? It is going to be a whopper. In fact, which we will chit chat about. Um, the South, uh, I think it's like 70 uh, percent of the country, United States. Let's see. Good morning. Receive my box. Excited to learn. Also in North Carolina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, great news is I am all caught up with orders. So we're going to talk about the challenge, which starts on Monday. However, Maria just said they're expecting 12 to 18 inches. I guess the snow isn't what the issue is, it is the ice. So, being a newer to the South, um, oh, I think I need to wash this. So, being newer to the South, I'm just going to proceed right now and let you know that all systems are a go to start on Monday. Um, as far as supplies go, I always tell everybody I should let you know what I'm talking about, and that's the Bold Wildflower Watercolor Challenge that we have starting on Monday, um, with weather permitting. um, so I will be live on Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central. Uh, as far as supplies go, you do get a materials list. You got all of the important things that you need in order to participate in the challenge. You do not need the materials to start the challenge. All the lessons are live, but they are recorded and they will go into a recorded classroom for you. So don't worry about that because no tea making, a pot of Tuscan white bean soup and prep for the cold weather. I know I was just debating that dinner situation too myself in my brain. So everything is recorded. You don't necessarily need the supplies to begin. You don't have to buy the supplies. You can use what you have. The materials list is actually fairly basic. Watercolors, an art journal, permanent black pen like a Sharpie, like this, a round 6 brush, a fan brush, I also added black and white acrylics. So the thing about that is you don't necessarily need the supplies. All orders have gone out except for one, and she knows why hers hasn't gone out, have gone out. So the last, I had to catch up. The last are already at the post office. They should have the tracking number associated with them. Do not worry. Weather may be an issue. I can't control the post office. I took and filled orders in the order they came in, with the understanding that some of you did wait a little bit. I don't work 24/7 as much as I like the orders to go out as quickly as possible. I take the evenings off. Actually, I didn't last night. So last night we went and had a lovely dinner, came back, and at 7 p.m., I came in here and filled the remainder of the orders just because I wanted them to go out first thing. So I lied a little bit. Sometimes I do work 24/7, but I found that to be important. Of course, I cannot control what happens with the weather and the postman being able to deliver stuff. I think it's about 70, 60 something percent of the United States is being affected by this storm. I'm actually gotten a little bit anxious about it. Now, number one, I cannot control the weather, and I know that. And Mother Nature, God, whomever is controlling the joystick upstairs with the weather. So, number one, I want everybody to stay safe. I did put out a video yesterday in the group that we do have a contingency plan. Should the weather warrant me losing my power, we spent yesterday doing storm prep as well. We don't know if this is going to be a major thing, a non-major thing. I can't remember. I can't remember which direction of Raleigh I am. I don't know where I live on the map. But supposedly my area will get more snow than ice. All of this is unpredictable. There are many models of European model, the United States model, I don't know. The I don't understand the weather. Really? Am I expected to? But we do have a contingency plan, and that is the week after I get my power back, should I lose power. If I don't lose power, I'll be live. I have separate internet that runs to my studio. If all systems are a go, I will go. I know many of you may not have power, but they're all recorded. I'll make sure they live in the Facebook group for 30 days, but within that 30 days, we do upload that to a portal, a classroom, if you will, and online, and you have access to replay those videos at any time and create at your convenience. So that is my contingency plan. You know, I stayed up a little bit last night watching the news, everybody was saying you don't have to be nervous until Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel shows up in your neighborhood. I guess Jim Cantori is going to North Carolina. That's what I heard. Don't know if that's true. Um, yeah, and I know that this is affecting Texas, and my cousin was one of those people in 2021 that, you know, in the South, we're not prepared for snow. I mean, they can brine the roads, which is a new term for me as well. But we can only do what we can do. But I ended up staying up into the wee of the night last night. I'm just watching. I don't know if we're going to be pummeled with ice, snow, all of the things. So we just have to take it and be as prepared as we can be. I did laugh yesterday. I was kind of showing some of my preparedness because technically I may be here alone. It's so funny. Maria said, I'm ready. I got a delivery of wine and I have lots of watercolor paper and paints. Um, I have lighting. I've always been prepared because I lived in California for 28 years. And in that 28 years, we lost power a ton due to fires. Um, they would actually preemptively shut the power off, and so we would be without power for days, even if our area wasn't affected. So I have a generator, which we got working yesterday. Great news. I do have a propane fireplace. I do have all of the portable lighting that they recommend. The things that scare me most really are, like, for example, in my studio, my laser has water in it. That shouldn't freeze because the most expensive component in the laser has water in it. And should that freeze and burst, I'd have a problem. But I'm stacked with portable heaters, a generator, and got all that working yesterday. It was so funny. My neighbor has a yard full of lawnmowers, which kind of is an eyesore. He's not right next door to me, but he's down the road, and it is kind of an eyesore. If I were his wife, I'd be like, "Can you move those lawnmowers onto the back?" But our generator sprung a leak, a gasket, and we were able to call the guy who was like, Joe's Auto, and we got the generator working, and he made the gasket on the spot for us. So we got it working. Yeah, hang in there. It is minus 18. Real temp feels like minus 41. I grew up in Michigan. I remember that weather. I remember not liking that weather. You cannot go outside and leave your skin exposed. So my biggest thing to everybody is stay safe, be prepared. Um, I was due to go to a concert night tonight, a country concert, which I've been wanting to go so bad because I used to go to concerts in California, and we they just and the weather is not due to really land here until tomorrow. So I was really excited that and this morning I got a text saying they rescheduled the concert to indoors to March 1st. And albeit bummed, I totally understand. I think the Brett Young might have been coming from Tennessee. I mean, quite honestly, I wasn't disappointed. I mean, um, I want to be hunkered down in my home. One thing I do want to do is I do want to go in my hot tub when it's snowing, which dumb me, it beautifully snowed for an hour last week. That could have happened. Yeah. So all in all, do I have an issue that I'm not going to a concert tonight? No, I think primary is safety. Do I want to start this challenge on Monday? Primarily, I want safety. So there is a contingency plan. The cost of the challenge was $10. It's beyond my control, but there is a plan. Somebody asked, would I be willing to start, like, let's say my power comes back on. Let's say I never lose power, I'm doing it. But if my power comes back on Wednesday, I'm not going to jump into it midweek and then make everybody wait a weekend. I just would like it to go Monday to Monday. Um, if my team isn't available, I'll do what I can. If I can't answer the questions because 42,000 of you, or I don't know what the number is, are jumping in and asking me questions, I'll just say to everybody, questions will come at the end. My priority is safety first. I'm not even thinking just of myself. My parents are 18 miles away, and it almost feels like 18 miles could be 1,800 miles. They're more prepared than I am. But if they needed something, that's on my mind. But it isn't 3,500 miles like I was before in California. Anne just said it. Lifetime access for the challenge videos is awesome. That's why we do it. We know in 30 days it disappears off Facebook, but this is a challenge that many people are doing for the first time with me. I'll probably go live in that group probably later today, tomorrow, whatever I do to have to ease everybody and know that I do have a plan. I woke up thinking about it. I wrote about it. I posted a video about it. Y'all know me. Well, most of you know me. Safety first. Okay. With that being said, tea, comfort. Now this has me thinking, since I'm staying home, maybe sticking something in the crock pot would be a good idea. I don't have a crock pot. Instant pot. I don't own a crock pot. All right. But that also, I do want to say, if you do want to order supplies, you still can tomorrow morning or tomorrow, I don't know when. Tomorrow, I am due to get a delivery of watercolors. I cleaned out my supplier. That's the biggest question. I will be putting a limited number of sets up, but I'm now debating. I'm waiting until they come in because A, I'm worried about the FedEx driver. And maybe they don't come in, and I don't want to get in a situation where I make a promise that there were 100 sets or 30 sets, and I think it's closer to 30. So when I get those items in, I'll do it. But I also am, you know what? I'm doing the best I can with what I know at the time. That's what I am doing. That's all I can do. Do we understand that? Okay. Let me grab a journal. I don't know what I'm going to paint in today, but um, if somebody needs a journal, now's a fine time. Yes, I'll make it available. I don't know what I feel like painting today. Anne, what do I feel like painting? It's going to be bright and sunny. By the way, my blue piece over the last Wednesday, oh, I had such a good time with that. I don't know if I ever state how much I enjoy doing what I do, but I want to thank you guys because I just want to thank you. I just called to say, I'm going to set my phone up so we can have a time lapse from this. I just called. I need some music. And you know what I should listen to? Brett Young. You know why? Because I'm not going to hear him tonight. Brett Young and I were going to be intimate. He was going to ask me to go home with him. You know, all the things. I probably wouldn't have done that. Oh, he's married. I'm sure he's married. Yeah, he's got to be. Oh, yeah, he's married and has kids because he wrote songs to his kids, his girls. He has two girls. I just saw him on. I'm hoping I don't lose power. I'm hoping nobody loses power. I guess it's the ice. If you do want this journal, I know I haven't painted anything on it. Uh, it's going to be one of these two journals, not both. I feel like painting in this. Do I feel like painting in this or do I feel like painting in this? I don't know. Anyway, I don't feel like making a decision today, but I have to. I feel like the brightest, boldest background known to man is like what I feel like doing right now. Like, like I'm gonna melt it all away. So just pick a journal, Tracy. This one. I mean, it's not gonna matter. They're the same size. Okay. Am I feeling acrylics or watercolors? I should ask that. In other words, translation, are you feeling? I'm sure his wife would love you. I don't know. I'm 55 and I don't really want to watch kids right now unless they're my grandchildren, which I don't have any. Yeah, I'm sure his wife would love me. You know what? That was more fun to dream about when I was younger. Like, I'm going to make eye contact with, I can't remember who I really liked. I'm just going to make eye contact and he's going to see me in the crowd and he's going to give me backstage passes and say, hey, I would never have gone home with anybody. Hmm, back in the day. Like if I locked eyes with anybody right now, I'd be like, hey, can we go out for a steak dinner? Yesterday I went out for a steak dinner in a salad bar that I have not had a salad bar in a million years. It was so dang delicious. Ah, yeah. Anyway, ah, would be it. I literally would be like, hey, you and me, maybe just the two of us. Your wife can come along. Could you pay for a really nice steak dinner for me? Oh, and I'm going to get the second glass of wine if you're driving or your tour bus manager is driving. Okay, watercolors or acrylics? Just throw it in the comments. Yeah, I'm going to paint today. You know why? Because, oh, Anne says, I'll be praying in the South. Everything stays safe. I know. Me too. It does have me on edge. It really does. I'm so surprised how on edge I am about it. And listen, I've been through stuff. Lake Michigan is absolutely crazy. Snow and below zero wind chills. We live here and deal with it. MSU Grammy. I know you live there, you deal with it. Listen, I used to live off Lake Michigan. Those lake effects would literally, they would tear your face off. I remember one time walking in Chicago on Michigan Avenue and thinking to myself, like, that's where I interned. I remember thinking to myself, the second I get out of school, I am going to get the heck out of Dodge. And I'm not joking. I bought a one-way ticket to San Diego with no job. And that is exactly what I did. I have to turn off the heat. I'm dying. Yep, watercolors it is. I see it. I see it. Majority rules. Yes, yes, yes. I have to turn off the heat. I'm going to need it later, but for right now, I'm going to turn it off. All right. Might as well just pick out the tropical set that is sitting right here. I remember one time literally thinking to myself, if I ever have control over my own life and not under the control of my parents, I'm getting out of here. I did for 28 years. And look at, I moved right back to this crappity crap. And I do have to tell you, need my spoon here. I do have to tell you, Michigander too. Yeah. Everybody's always surprised when I say I was born and raised in Michigan. I went to Michigan State. Um, and I did. I bought a one-way ticket. I'm separating these because they're stuck together. I'll clean these before this weekend. That's what I'll do. Should I clean them live so you could see how I clean them? They just get all stucky. Look at that. Look at how mucky and stucky that is. Don't bother. I can make them look new. Okay, now I'm happy. So give your watercolors a good 30-second soak. That will prime and prep them. Oh my God, South Dakota isn't any better. It's minus 16 outside. Oh, it's so funny. I'm following these two guys on YouTube. They're from the UK. Not YouTube. I'm following them on Instagram or TikTok. Jace and Josh. They're in Michigan. They've been touring around Michigan. I'm giving them a little bit of whatever PR right now. I'm not getting paid to do this, but they are so hilarious. They're both from the UK and they've been going around Michigan and they just went over the Mackinac Bridge and they went up to the UP. And it is cracking me up how two guys from the UK are literally going. And I lived for a while and spent a year in the UP. That is cold. That is colder than cold. All right. Prepped up my watercolors. I will clean these later, I promise. Oh, you guys are following them. They're cracking me up. Yeah, the Brit boys they're British. Jace and Josh are hysterical. You got to see them going over the Mackinac Bridge, and they are so funny that they say you can see through the bridge and you're not supposed to be able to see through a bridge. If you can watch them, watch them. Oh, the monk walk. They're doing it. They said no matter what, which I'm a little surprised. The monks for walk for peace. If you're following that, they're due to be in Raleigh tomorrow. I'm going to see where they're at tonight and see if it's worth a drive before the weather comes in. That's a good point. I'm going to go look at that when I'm done. If it is remotely icy, or I'm not going to take a chance. I have a friend coming into town, and even I talked to her yesterday. She's flying in today, thankfully, but I don't know if we're going to be able to meet up. The other thing is, if we go to meet up, nothing's going to be open. Everything is already preemptively said they're closed. Yeah. Oh my God, Midwestern food. It is cracking me up. Also, this reminds me, Jace and Josh, remind me how great it is to be from the Midwest. It is absolutely true, and I've lived around the country. And my friends all say this. Not all of them. I'm sure there's some that think I'm an utter bitch. No, um, no. My friends have always said since I moved to California that I am very nice. I find Midwesterners to be very nice, and I'm very proud to be a nice Midwesterner. So don't ever lose that. Yeah, Carol, your hometown in Traverse City. That's my family lives all in Elk Rapids. Okay, enough about me. I am going to start. I told you with the brightest of bright colors. I told you this, and I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not gonna. I don't want a ton of water in this. I said bright. I'm going to go bright. Yeah, it is. I have always been so proud of to be. When I go back to the Midwest, it always feels like home to me. So even though I left the Midwest due to the weather, I have always said in my heart of hearts that you can take me out of the Midwest, but you cannot take the Michigan out of this girl. Now, I'm not saying that other parts of the country are not nice or that some of you guys are not nice people. And listen, there's another side of me, and I've always said this as well. Um, I'm from Detroit. So there are times that I need to be from Detroit. And that's that. That's one thing you're not going to step on is that girl from Detroit. So I'm just saying it. Fool me once, shame. I also trust easy. You can ask Ann that. I have always been that way. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. It ain't going to happen. I'm going to look for, of course, I want the classics because I want the red, and I am a little late to the game because I want the red. Good morning down in Texas, Tony. Stay safe. I know, isn't it funny when you are? My son says he passed the monks on the west of Raleigh. On the west of Raleigh, I better get hot. They're not supposed to be here till tomorrow. What they do? Wake up early? That had to be really west of Raleigh because they said. I'm gonna go look it up today. I know. So talk about. I would love to hear you guys talk about where you're from and why you're proud of it. I've traveled much of the United States. I know there's certain areas I haven't been to. I've also been to New Zealand, Australia, London, or England a few times. And I do love people. Generally, I love people. Uh, but everybody does have a different feel when they're from a different area. I'm not saying it's bad or good, so don't come for me, okay? I mean, there's always going to be somebody out there who's going to say, I don't like how you're stereotyping. Okay. I'm from Houston, Texas, born and raised. See? It's like it never leaves you either. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying, I love New Yorkers too. Whew, I love, my best friend is from New York, and you do not mess with her. Sometimes even I'm afraid of her, and she's my best friend. Well, if this doesn't scream bold, I have a I have a friend who passed away, and I remember when I met her. Our kids all went to school together. If you've known me for a long time, all of us seven called, we were all a member of the village. We all raised our kids together. And she would say to me, when I first met her husband, who was from New York, Tina, love you, Tina. She one time said to me, you are one of the nicest people I know." When I met her husband, he's from New York. She literally said to him, "Be nice to her. She's far nicer than you are." And so we played a joke on her when we met, and walked over and I said to her, Mike has really offended me. And she's like, "I told him to be nice to you." And she like goes over and yells at him. And we played it up the whole night that we hated one another. And we became such great friends. I loved his sense of humor. He loved how I was. But I remember that night she was like, "Be nice to my friend." And I was like, he's totally getting yelled at because of me right now. Anyway, bold, bold, bold. That's my mood right now. The boys love the food. Yeah, I love that. So tell me about where you're from and what. The only thing about Michigan that I just had to leave for a while, 28 years to be exact, was the weather. And that was because when I grew up as a kid, the weather was weathering. I don't think the weather weathers as much, but now people may argue with me because it seems like 70% of the other United States is weathering. All right, I just want this to dry. And I don't know, I kind of want this. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I got alcohol here, not the kind you're thinking. Oh, rubbing alcohol. I just sprayed it on top. I don't know why. I just felt like it. Uh, Liana, I like that, is from South Africa. Ooh, I also have a good friend from South Africa. Good looking. That was when I was in college. Very good looking. That was 500 years ago. Okay, I just did that because I felt like it. I also feel like I can sense, like I was so happy when Indiana won um, the national title. Most of my family lives, or the Weinzapfel side of my family lives in Indiana, so I was just there. Okay, that was, woo! I do want this to air dry though. And now I've got something else in my brain and I need circles. How do I get circles? Circles, just, I need circles. Here's a circle. There's a circle. Is that the same size? No. I need small circles. Oh, do I have oh, I got it. Hold on. Might not be able to find it. I need a circle template, a circle stencil. Just circles is all I want right now. I thought it was on the top. Oh, look at that. I found it. Hot diggity doogies. You guys, I need to make my own stencils. Do you think I need to make I forgot when I turn around, sometimes you can't hear me. I need to make my own stencils. I needed a circle stencil. I found one. That was a miracle I found that. Okay. Born and raised in West Kentucky. Moved across state line into Tennessee. Love the South, except for humidity. Want to go to Tuscany. Me too, girl. Circles. If you got circles, I'm in the mood for circles. Oh, do you keep in touch with any of the extended wine samples that I met? A lot of them. When I came home, we all friended one another on the Facebook. On the Facebook. On the Facebook. On Facebook. Yes, many. Absolutely. I was so happy for them. I tagged them all in a post, said, I mean, most of them went to Indiana. Most of them are Hoosiers. I think most of the kids I even met there. Barbara Mayer's getting this journal. Yes, I absolutely do. I think I'm one of those people, if you meet me, I think for the most part, I'm going to figure out how to stay connected with you in some way, shape, or form. Carol said, I would love your flowers made into stamps. Hold on, Carol. Hold on, Carol. I believe when one asks, one should get what they want. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on. Boomity boom boom. Oh, I have this one too. This might be good for today. I like that Carol just asked me that, and I'm making a mess, but these are only some of them. Carol would like my, look, Carol, it's a miracle. Hello. They're on my website, girl. This is kind of what I just had in my brain too, but I'm going to do circles. I think there's 21 sets to be exact. You know what? Ask and you shall receive around here. That's my motto. Do I have a white? Oh, I do. This will make this easier. Ah, I love it. I love that when I send something out into the universe and it just happens. You know what? I'm working on a new release too. Okay. Uh, hold on. This works better when I turn it on. You guys are cracking me up. Let's just paint all weekend. I'll bring different topics for us to discuss. We'll just paint all weekend. We'll go into Monday with a complete painting hangover. Okay, I'm making a watercolor bubble out of that. Okay, could that just dry? All right. I don't think I'll even need. I'm going to get some white paint. Banana, titanium white. I'm going to clean my watercolors. That is the number one thing on my list of things to do. You know why? Because I think it's kind of gross. It's like showing up dirty. Your Artful Journey members, I should jump in and we just do a random, because I miss everybody. I've just been busy. All right, that's white paint. This is that foam detailer I'm using, but I'm going to try something. I don't want to draw any lines because I don't feel like erasing any lines. So let's just see if I can do this. Oh, yeah. Oh, she good girl. Huh. Okay. Ha! That's a circle. That is a circle, and I'm making circles. Uh-oh. You know what's going to be bad, though? I cannot go over something that is already there. Ooh, okay. Making circles with my friends. You know what? I really need to listen to some music, but I think you might be able to hear it. I got nothing crack-a-lackin' this weekend, other than going to see the monks that I'm probably not going to go see. Might not see my friend. Might be in the middle of an ice storm. Other than that, nothing. This keeps my mind off stuff too. Don't do that. Born and raised in Northern California coast to parents who immigrated from Finland, moved to a tiny town of 650 people in the mountains in California. 5 years ago during COVID, now I have four seasons and just not just damp and 65. I agree with you. I love Northern California. Guys, I'm learning so much about you. We live in Fort Collins, Colorado, another place I've been, and I absolutely think it's gorgeous. We have a huge bike parade called Tour de Fat, where I could participate in that, where they decorate their bikes and ride down beautiful streets, Mountain Avenue. So fun. Yeah, I am loving this. Then I can say whether I've been. Where is Garden of the Gods something? God Garden something? That's in Colorado. Been there. That gorgeous. Denver twice. Boulder, I think 3 times. Where have I not been that I would like to go so I can put that in the universe? I want to go to Montana. Oh, Carol, I'll give you a link to the shop. Do 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 do. That way you have that. My stamps are in there, and I think they're under all one. Here you go, girl. We just made a miracle happen. I'm going to give her a link. There you go. Okay. I kind of have to dry this because if I stick the stencil back over it, then I'm just going to smear everything. And I don't want to do that because I'm kind of liking this. It's kind of happy. Ah, what I usually like to do is if somebody's on here and I say, hey, I'd like to, I used to travel teach. So that's what I like to do is put it with a work trip. Okay. Is this dry? Are any of these dry? I've also like to go to Banff, Canada. Carol just said, I have your stamps. I bought Dare to Be Artsy, didn't know they were your favorite. I worked with, oh, they used to have pictures of me on some of them. Yes, that's the company I work with. Okay, these dry. That's who makes my stamps. The owner of the stamp company is just a great friend of mine, too. She's such, oh, Midwest girl. Didn't know you were my favorite flower artist. Alicia, thank you so kindly for the stars. Believe it or not, as I am entering my phase of life where I am solely supporting myself through my art, things like that make a difference to an artist like me. Do 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 do. Oh, ah, ah, ah. Very nice. I'm gonna like this background so much that I'm not gonna want to paint over it. How much do we want to make a bet? You know, I have the ability to make stencils with my laser. I'm going to do that because I find that every time I use a stencil, you guys ask about it, and then it's discontinued or I can't find it because I get random supplies. I'm not using really a brush. This is my foam, small foam detailer. This is what's listed in the challenge. I do sell these. This is not what the use is intended for, but they're used for pastels. But I like to use them for this purpose. Ooh, move over. Ooh, I'm gonna. It makes polka dots. Okay. The harder you push, the bigger the dot. Washes off, completely reusable. I love this thing. I order them by the hundreds. You could call the brush company Dynasty and they'll. This is so much fun, Rebecca just said. Thank you. Oh, sometimes it's like watching paint dry, but I hate to tell you this, that's really what happens around here. Okay, do we have enough of those? I just wanted them spread out. This is a fun background, if I do say so myself, which, oh, okay, I'd love to go to Alaska. I had many an opportunity. I was married to somebody who would go fishing in Alaska every year, and he'd ask me, and I was like, nope, doesn't sound like fun. Now I want to go to Alaska. Don't want to be married to him, but do want to go to Alaska. All right, can I just make one more and then y'all get the idea? This is the mood I'm in. I don't want to paint something over this. Ba, ba, ba. I know what I'm going to paint over this. Just hit me. It just hit me. There is kind of a space here, but I'm not concerned about it. So there we go. I might use that white paint again, but I might not. But I just don't want to chance it and put my sleeve in it. Can you guys, I can just, like, I'm breathing a sigh of relief because all those orders are caught up. That has been, like, the past 3 to 4 weeks have really, I care a lot. And so that has been a thing. All right. This is my background. I know of an artist retreat in Tuscany. Somebody said they want to go to Tuscany. And one of my artists for Jelly Arts, in fact, I just bought her little therapy cards. It was so funny. I talked to all of my Jelly Arts artists at the beginning of the year, and she's a therapist. And it was like, this is almost like a free therapy session. All right. I kind of want that to fade in the background, but it's not. It's gonna. All right. Liner brush. You guys are asking me about my favorite liner brush. And if you need a link, I'll give it to you. Okay. The reason you're asking me, and I just decided to balls out this, it is in one of my sets. Excuse my language. Um, it's the extra long detailer brush 10/0. Extra long. I literally am disgusted with what I'm saying right now. I'm sorry. But I am going to put this out there in the universe because I keep getting asked. I ordered over 100 of them. Another handy tool to have, but I'm going to throw that. It's the extra long one. I, it's Friday. And it's there's two of them that I absolutely love. One, I have sets of brushes. I have one in one set, one in the other set. And I just ordered 100 of these bad boys. I just said I'm sick of people asking me, and I just did it. Okay. I don't know what I'm drawing. Okay. I Please just bear with me here. I don't know what it's going to be, but and then I'm gonna make one that just goes rippity doo. What kind of flower is this? I don't know. She's just her own being. Can I show a close up of this brush? Um, there you go. This is just a Dr. Seussical thing. Now, I don't know if I'm coordinated enough to do this, but you could do this with a Posca pen. Let's try it. Let me just, I know I think I'm coordinated enough, but let me just grab a Posca pen. Do I have one here? Posca marker, or you can do it with a Sharpie. I'm gonna love this painting. I already love it, and I feel I do have these on my website as well. Do I have a piece of paper? I need a piece of paper. I need a piece of paper. Yeah, okay, that works. Sometimes I pull these out and I take them with me on travel and they don't work. This is my mood. And when my mood is mooding, I'm mooding. I don't know if I want them all to be the same or do I want all the petals to be different? I'm just thinking out loud right now. Like this guy, I don't want to be so boring. Hmm. But how weird would that look that this guy is like, you know what? Just think about it for a second. Oh, I need a thinner pen for this. Well, you know what? It is what it is. All those drawing bonuses, your Artful Journey members, you should have ideas flowing out of your brain for this. Okay, am I going to just make them all the same or am I going to make them different? Good morning, Sam in Las Cruces. Stay safe during all of this. We're going to get blasted tomorrow. Special shout out. Okay, do you want all the petals the same, you guys, or do I just Dr. Seuss the crap out of this thing? Oh, sorry, Sam. Excuse my language. I don't know. I'm going to make it different. You know why? Because I didn't like making those. Oh, I know why. Um, I'm just going to make them different, just like me, a little different. Or as my mother used to say, she walks to the beat of her own drum. Different. I knew my audience would say different. Okay, that's two the same. Hold on, make it thicker then. Isn't it funny? I normally have 8,000 patterns running through my brain at one consecutive moment, and then I sit down to go do them, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Uh, oh, that one, I love this one the most. So I'm going to do that in this one too, but I'm going to make it, okay. You know what? Tea with Tracy is supposed, oh, this is like kind of funky. Tea with Tracy is supposed to be like 20 minutes. What are we just hanging out all day? I got nothing to do. I'm just waiting for a storm to come in. That's all I'm doing. All right. Do we have, I don't even think we have leaves on this. No. I do think I am going to emphasize this. Am I still in the viewing? I am happy with that. Okay. And I kind of kept it, as I say this, I kind of kept it simple. Black and white acrylic paints. Okay. I'm going to add one other little thing as I wipe this up. Whoops. As I'm not wiping that up. I need to make sure this is dry. aquarellable pencil, number one. I'm going to use that real quick. Look at this. That's what's left. It starts like this, but then you use it to this. Okay, I'm going to do that, but I do have to make sure it's dry. And then, I don't even know if this is necessary, but I do feel like it is a little bit necessary. And I'll do that first. I'm going to take my Ranger Black ink, just a little bit, very softly. Killing me softly with his words. Na, 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 na. Okay. I'm just gonna take a little dance with a soft brush and make a little vignette. Darken up the edges. Ooh. Just a little round circular motion. Make sure your paint's not wet. Of course, I did not. We're nearly done here. And then oh, that looks kind of wet to me. Are you still wet? A little bit. I always say keep it simple, and then I'll add like 10 other things to it. But we're done. Okay, I'm done. You know, just gonna give it a little bit of a smooge. Just smudge her up a little bit, because I don't like this nice clean look. She's too clean for me. Now remember, I say this all the time. Barbara said she loves this painting. Well, Barbara, I believe you're purchasing it, so that is a sigh of relief for this girl. Um, so remember, this is water soluble. Well, so are the watercolors. But just remember, whenever anybody says to me, why does that aquarellable pencil smudge with water? Well, I'll give you a hint. It starts with aqua. It needed a curly Q on the top. Okay, it just was so clean. All right, I'm taking the tape off. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yes, I am. Whoa, this was different, huh? I know this was a little bit different. See just a little bit of the, can you see the little darkness over the edges? It just needed a little zhuzh. Okay, sign my name. Sign my name, sign my name. Don't have a pen. Only have somebody's coming and like stealing my Sharpies in the middle of the night. Yeah, I'll put a sealer over this. I'll put a little bit of Dorland's wax over it, but I like to remove, everything needs to dry. Okay, I am done. Tea with Tracy is officially over. We only went an hour. Did I start at 10:30? Sure. And I talked about all the morning announcements. Okay, the most important thing is stay safe. Thank you for painting along with me. Let me wipe my hands and then I'll touch her painting because I don't want to touch it. And by the way, sealing your artwork in an art journal. No, no, I think I smudged my face. Um, you're mostly I seal artwork that is not protected. Things that are like on my wall right here. Okay. But if they're in my art journal, they're not exposed to dust, they're not exposed to water, and they're not exposed to sunlight. I don't go overboard on that. So, just so you know, because they're not exposed. I didn't put leaves on it. I didn't want the leaves to take place of the pretty flowers. So that was the reason somebody said, why didn't you put leaves? Just didn't feel like it. That's it. And now this is bugging me because I feel like this should be shaped a little bit better up here. Okay, I fixed it. I always say when it's your painting, you do you, girl. You do you. Have a wonderful, safe, I want to say cool, but I can't say that, warm evening. I am not going to a concert tonight. I will see where the monks are right now. I'm going to check them out. I'm going to go because if I could if I could drive my car to see them walk for peace, I will do that. Because I don't think we're going to be leaving. I might stick something in my imaginary crock pot or my instant pot. And you guys, the challenge starts on Monday. Thank you so much. We'll see you even over the weekend, but I'll see you Monday, God willing, because right now, all the time, I'm not in control. And then I will just encourage you to take this time to do something creative. So if you're affected by this weather, please stay safe. That's the most important thing. I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you.